Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hi, Chief, Diana, me, and hi, Courtney. How are you? So let me turn down this. So what we're going to kind of do is Robert Durst. And the reason why is because after the tours, I can't stop thinking about where is Morris Black's head. So it has been on my mind and I want to find his head. So I would like to know more information. Like I said, obviously he's been, he's on trial right now, I believe. I think it was postponed. It started in January because of the COVID and stuff. The head. I'm sorry. I can't get it off my mind now that I think there's a head. It reminds me of, okay, that's why we're using Diana. Edgar Allan Poe. Because didn't they put like a heart in the floor or some weird crap? Well, they said the head was in the floor. So, we'll give it a go and see if we can find the head. But we're going to kind of start off with, though, because he was obviously, let's give a rundown of how many people. Hi, Lennar. How are you? And good morning. Yeah. So we're going to start from whenever he might with Kathleen, because they think he killed Kathleen. And then Susan Berman showed up dead a little bit later, and she would have been somebody who would have known. As well as then Morris Black was killed in Galveston, Texas, and they never found his head. So we're going to kind of just give a quick rundown of all of his crimes and why he is possibly guilty. As y'all come in, I said again, hello to everybody. Let's have positive vibes, and y'all can hit that like button on y'all's way in. That way, if anybody is interested in the Robert Durst case, they are able to kind of maybe weigh in. Hey, Lady Grace, how are you? It's good to see you. So, let's go ahead and see. Good morning, Lynn. I feel like I've seen you somewhere else before, like your picture. You look familiar. I don't know why. Okay, but anyways, so basically, Robert Allender, he was born on April 12th, which was just recently, actually, so of 1943. So he is an American real estate heir and a suspected serial killer. So he is the son of the New York City businessman Seymour Durst and the elder brother of Douglas Durst. So he is the head of the Durst organization. He is suspected of killing 3 people. So it would be Kathleen McCormick Durst, his first wife. Then she disappeared in 1982 in New York. So, and then Susan Berman, who was a longtime friend, she was also killed in Los Angeles in 2000. Now, that is a theory that she was killed because she knew what happened to Kathleen. So, and then he kind of moved down here. He dressed as a ugly, horrible woman to try to hide himself in this kind of multi-home house, as it was made for multi-families. And he ended up living next door to Morris Black. Well, Morris Black ended up dead. And then so now this was his neighbor, and he was killed here, like I said, again, in Galveston, Texas in 2001. So he was the subject of a multi-state manhunt after Black's body started washing up on shore, different parts of his body where his head has not been found. That's what Diana and I are looking for. So, and Tammy too as well. But it was floating around body parts in Galveston Bay. So although he admitted to dismembering Black, which he was not charged with, he was actually acquitted for it, of the murder, on the grounds of self-defense. He said he had to self-defend him. He had to defend himself. And the reason why is that he was dressing as a woman. He had came down here to hide, basically, from some of the charges. And so, and then they do say that he did kind of cross-dress at times and was possibly, out here is a very big unit where you can go ahead and start to transition if you were trying to do that from one sex to another. So they thought maybe that was another reason he came down here. He was dressing as a woman the whole time. And a neighbor even said he was the ugliest woman that she'd ever seen, and because he wasn't. So, but yeah, so they basically went ahead, got him there. Let's go ahead and finish reading into it. He was acquitted again. So again, he's 78 years old. He was born in New York. He's also known as Bobby Durst. And on March 14th, 2015, he was arrested in New Orleans on first-degree murder in a warrant in relation to the Berman killing, so Susan Berman. On November 4th, 2016, he was transferred to California soon after he was arraigned in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, County Superior Judge Mark Wyndham ruled that there was sufficient evidence for Durst to be tried for the death of Berman. So as the trial begins on March 2nd of 2020, it was postponed. And they postponed when Judge Wyndham announced that the trial had been underway for 6 days, will stand adjourned later due to the COVID. So that is what is on there. And welcome, Lady Grace, back to the SST fam. Good morning, Mama. We're looking for Morris Black's head because Fred Durst hit it. So the trial that is going to be rescheduled for May 17th of 2021. And I believe this is going to be for Susan Berman. So we're going to kind of go ahead and run down. Hey, Tammy, we're looking for the heads. Or one head. Yeah, it is horrible that they let him go. It was obviously not self-defense. I mean, he had went and bought receipts. They found where he had receipts like hidden. He had basically used a saw, and chopped him into a bunch of pieces, threw him in some plastic bags, and threw him in the Galveston Bay, which washed up, which his head, they think, is in someone's house underneath the floor, kind of like Edgar Allan Poe style. So I'm very interested. Hey, Sunflower, how you doing? Hope you're feeling well and welcome. So we are going to start with Kathleen, really, because that's where it kind of starts. Now, I do think he probably did do this to more people, but with Kathleen being the person that came kind of out, that's who they think that he murdered, or at least that's where it starts. We will start there. So with Kathleen, I'm going to use the Tarot in Wonderland. And the reason why is because I think that they live this kind of, lavish lifestyle that he was, trying to provide. I'm not sure, again, of her income, so she might have been contributing to that as well. But I'm going to ask for her spirit guides to come in with my spirit guides, as well as Robert Durst's spirit guides. Anybody else involved that knows what's going on. Source, archangels, guardians of the galaxies, and guardian angels. So we're going to try to get a better picture on exactly what happened with Kathleen. So leading up to Kathleen's murder, can you please show us what was it like for you, Kathleen? Did you know what was going on leading up to it? How did you feel? All right, so the Chariot is in reverse. So this is can represent the mother of the zodiac. I do not believe that they had children, but it does represent Cancer as well. So it is in reverse. So it is saying that there was not much movement. And there was not much movement because of the Three of Cups. So there was a lot of partying, overindulgence, and probably a third-party situation. Now, we do know Susan Berman knew, so that could be the energy of Susan Berman knowing. Yeah, it could be tons of more heads. Who knows? Come on, Diana. Let's go find them. Come on, Tammy. Let me go ahead hunting Sunflower. All right. So, also what she was feeling is the Empress. So, leading up into it, again, I do feel that there wasn't much movement as far as the Chariot, that mother energy. I don't know if she wanted to become a mother, if he wasn't able for that to happen, or if it's just something that wasn't happening. But I do feel like there is that second energy of a female, and so that would be that third party energy that's going to be taken in that Empress energy. So that could be and that is a number 3. So again, that you're kind of playing with the number 3 again. Yes, and actually there's 3 of them that we're doing. So, and the last one's going to be the best one. Just saying. So, Queen of Swords. So, now, Kathleen, to my knowledge, was not missing her head. But it could be the other individual involved. There does feel like there's 2 females involved. So this is the off with your head queen. So it's almost like somebody new, Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They kind of planned it. They kind of helped move it along. I'll give you a heads up if I do. Okay. So someone was kind of helping it move along. This is also the, judicial system stepping in, but it's not really functioning the way it's supposed to. So the day of her murder, there was the Seven of Cups. So with the Seven of Cups, let me see real quick. I don't know if it's like this. I feel like it's like super, super, I don't know. If it's still blurry, my bad. So the Seven of Cups is going to be choosing a card, or choosing a cup of emotion. So I do think that day that was him kind of going ahead and making a choice on what he felt that he needed to do with her energy and kind of go ahead and dismiss her. Tammy. Give us a heads up first, Raina. You can just toss it our way. All right, so the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, he was pretty much ready to get rid of her. It's almost like he kind of like dragged her against, the will of what she wanted to do. Is like she didn't really want to go and leave this earthly realm the way that he was kind of planning it. But you can see there is that energy dragging that person. I don't know why it looks so blurry, y'all. Probably because I put tape over my screen. I shouldn't do that. So, like, how can I brighten this up? Let's see. So with the Five of Pentacles, so this would be more of the energy. I feel like when he was kind of putting her out in the cold again, the day that was that she went ahead and was murdered, because she was murdered by him. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. So basically, he was ready to kind of get rid of her energy. He was not feeling that it was emotionally connected no more. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces again. So you do have two females on the board. It can represent the same one, but this one feels more out for this one. I think that Kathleen had more of a sweet nature to her, where the other one so much did not. Now, I'm not saying that Susan Berman, completely planned it with him or anything, but I do think that she knew, and that's why she's dead now. So is there anything you can tell us about whatever happened after so death. So basically, he went ahead and put in the death cycle on her. And as you do see, again, there is the drink me and eat me. So that is the poison or whatever it is, that it's basically like feeding someone poison and, waiting for them to go in whichever way that is. So again, there's two different ones. So I do feel like she is saying, yes, not only did he, but someone else closed the, three. Three of Wands in reverse. So someone did help kind of close in that cycle on her. So she is saying that that's fire energy coming in. So it was someone that was waiting for it to come in. And so it is the Four of Cups. So it's kind of like the Four of Cups. This person was very focused on this energy over here. They wanted it. And so they went ahead and kind of took it. They weren't worried about what they had. Again, it's three. So it's kind of like he wasn't worried about what he had or who else maybe was on the side that he was with. He just wanted what he wanted in the background, and that was to be free of this situation. Do y'all have any questions so far? And then we're going to do a different one. And as y'all come in, I want to thank y'all for joining us for the chat. Like I said, if y'all anything about Robert Durst and would like people to kind of, be able to know what's going on as far as the live, and they can also give information. We can exchange information. If y'all can hit that thumbs up button, I'd greatly appreciate it. That way, like I said, again, we can pull in more people who might know more about the case. The three cases that we're getting ready to do. He did it because he was freaking nuts. Well, with her, I don't know. She could have found out something. Again, he was a crooked businessman. But again, like I said, that was like in what, 80 something. So I'd have to go back and look at that to see exactly what he did it to her for. But I do still feel like there was that third party energy that was helping him. So yeah, with the Ten of Cups over here, before she got ready to pass, you have the Chariot in reverse. And then you also have the Three of Cups in reverse, third party. So the reason they were doing this was the Ten of Cups. So whoever this is, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, they were looking forward to the future without her in it. It was an Empress energy they were carrying. So I said, I do feel like maybe he might have promised to somebody that if, once she was gone, maybe Susan, that he would come towards them. Once this Empress energy was gone, he could walk forward towards them, and that would be more water energy. So with the Queen of Swords here, who is the Queen of Swords and why are they here? It was just one so far that I know. I mean, I made the joke about the cutting off the head here because of the queen, but Morris's Black's head is the head that's missing out of the 3 murders. So that's going to be the last reading we get to. I want to thank you to all the mods and everybody in chat so far for being super awesome and polite and interacting. So with the Queen of Swords, yeah, I do feel like this is 2 different people. It's playing in the light and the dark. So I do think it was exposed. And I think maybe, again, it's kind of almost somewhat carrying Susan's energy a little bit. I don't know if she would have helped plan the murder or not, but you got the 7 of Cups. So that's a lot of cups to choose from. So let's go ahead and see. Temperance. So yeah, when they made this choice, it was like emotionally and action, as far as emotions and actions, were not balanced. So fire and water was not balanced, those energies, those elements. So that is why they went ahead and kind of put her out into the cold. 5 of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles did that, and that would be almost the retired banker energy, the someone who's very rich, someone who, as you can see, this is his castle, this is his kingdom, and he's very serious about not really letting anybody interfere with that. So I do feel like that is him kind of dragging her out into the cold and kind of disposing of her. So let's go ahead and see with the Queen of Cups in reverse. Why did he feel that way? He was ready to move forward with the Knight of Cups into a different area. So I think, again, he did have somebody kind of on the side. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, you have death coming up, and that's what she is saying. Death was planned for her by 2 other individuals, which would be him and whoever he was with, I feel like. So let's go ahead and see with the death cycle here. Yeah, it's like the King of Swords. So it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So when you flip it around, again, it's very harsh, and now you have a pair a little bit. So it's kind of like, I do feel like he did have somebody he helped plan this with. I still do kind of feel more the energy of Susan. And then you have the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups is going to be reminiscing on the past. He had been friends with Susan. So I think that was kind of part of that element too. Oh, he chopped everything off, girl. The head was the only thing they couldn't find. That's what I said. And that's when it came out as the rumor that it might have been stuck in someone's house. Yeah, so with the 3 of Wands coming in, they were coming at her at all different directions, being defensive, fire, energy. So it came in very quick as far as the action, and it happened very quick, and she really didn't know what was going on. She just knew she had to defend herself against all these different areas. So then you have the 4 of Cups. So let's see what that energy is leaving as. Angel de la Nuit. So this is the angel of death. So once this happened, she is saying with the 4 of Cups, they chose to put in the angel of death on her. So that is going to be for Kathleen spread. So we will get a couple of oracles, and we'll get the healing oracle. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Chico's fitting in good. All right, selling out. So I do think that she felt in a bit, as you can see, it's like she looks very beautiful. If you look at it from a distance, it's like you can't really see except for like the blood right there. But I mean, it's from a distance, it's kind of like red lipstick smeared, but up close you can see where it's like, I think she felt like maybe there's times she would have walked away from him to maybe start something new, a brand new cycle, but she was trying to have patience, but it caused a lot of conflict. So she was trying to be pure, have patience. It was her husband, but it wasn't really coming to fruition the way she wished. Whose boobs? Not mine, right? These ones. Boobs. I was like, not mine, right? I was like, what shirt am I wearing? All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get a spellcasting oracle. Sorry, y'all. It's like every 5 seconds, it's like, I see something shiny. Really Dory. All right, good luck. So I do think with the trial coming up, it'll show there is good luck coming in. That's not me at the moment. I know it does not feel that way because he was acquitted for a lot of things he should not have been. But I do think that is something that we can look at. We're also going to use this one. So this will be the Witch's Wisdom. And then we're going to use just a couple other ones, like the Dark Mirrors and stuff, just because I want to get that energy. I said, as y'all come in, if y'all don't mind hitting that thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. We'd love to have you as part of the Southern Soul Tarot fam. We're going to be doing 2 more cases on Robert Durst. So if y'all are interested in hearing more about that, or possibly know anybody who would like to hear more about that, we would greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe bar, go and join the Southern Soul Tarot fam. And that way, whenever we go live, do cases, you can request cases. We do giveaways, milestone celebrations, just all that kind of stuff. So if y'all want to be a part of that, again, and then we do members only reads as well, once or twice a week. So Herbal Kitchen Alchemist. So there is something within the kitchen maybe that, and I know this is totally random, but this could be saying that she liked to cook, but they basically, I feel like maybe she was given something and she did have, hey, Rosie, and she did have the death card, have eat me and drink me. So I do feel like, I mean, not saying that she was so much poison. I'm still not sure of how she passed yet. I'd have to look that up, but that is something to look at. She's almost saying there was something within the kitchen that could have caused that. All right. So then we're going to move on to Susan. And then we'll move on to Morris Black. Going to clear the board. So if y'all got any questions, just let me know. If not, I will be doing this. And then we can do pendulum questions after, or donations, whichever y'all want to do, or members only questions. All right, so with Susan Berman, we're going to do something a little bit different here because I do not think that, again, let's see if I have a different deck by me. Okay, you know what? Let me grab a different one real quick because I think the steampunk will be better for Susan's because I think it was planned. Well, more planned than everybody else's. Okay. Welcome back. No, I'm just kidding. I have somewhere to go at once. I'm trying to keep myself like entertained and awake. I hope y'all are enjoying it. All right, so Susan. We will probably use, again, the Alice in Wonderland and then the steampunk. Oops. Somebody else's Crime Curious was missing too the other day, Rosie, and then it showed up the very next day. So it might be a glitch. So I would, because I can check it for you. Let me see real quick. But someone else had the same thing happen and it ended up being a total glitch. Who's been in the hammocks? I like hammocks. Sorry, I know this isn't important, but I do want to check it because this is the second or third time someone said that happened. So let me see. Sorry. That's all right. Take it. Don't worry about it, Sunflower. We'll get it there. Yeah, see, it says you're here, Rosie. It says 3 days ago it reran it. So it might just be that it's not there yet. That's probably what it is. Because it happened to Crime Curious too, and then it was there the next day. So if anything changes, I'll let you know about it. But it should just be that. Oh, yeah, don't worry. We have a bunch of cool stuff, obviously, to plan for Patreon. And we want to welcome Diana. Also, by the way, Diana is joining us for Patreon. So now we have 5 people to play with. All right. So with the Alice in Wonderland, let's kind of do Susan Berman, see what she knew, see how much she helped them plan. Yeah, I don't know. It does say you're a member, but it did happen to Crime Curious too, and then it showed up a day later. So I don't know. Maybe it's the way it runs it sometimes. I'm not really sure. I just know YouTube is glitchy as crap, to be completely honest. It's always ruining something. So we're going to kind of find out again what was going on with Susan Berman, what she knew. So we're calling her spirit guides, Robert Durst, and minds. Archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, source, guardians of the galaxy. Playmates. Yeah, it's going to be playtime. It's like hot potato. It's like hot potato. I was going to say about hot. I don't want to make those. Like, hot catch Morris's head. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So with Susan Berman is kind of coming out as Page of Wands in reverse. So this makes me kind of know she knew the action. She knew what was about to happen. I don't know how much she acted upon it herself, though, but she also didn't do much to stop it. So let's find out what else she knew leading up to Kathleen's death. The Devil. So she basically knew this energy existed within him. So she did know what was going to happen. You do see a time. So she probably was aware of the time that this happened. And you do see 2 of them sitting at the table. And I'm not saying, she particularly went ahead and put that plan in motion, but she didn't do anything to stop it. So, 3 of Swords. So it's kind of like this was also... it's like he planned to get her the whole time, too. That's why you see the 3 of Swords. I feel like the 3 of Swords, it shows that not only the betrayal. Now, we do have the 3 victims, but it's the betrayal between the 2 women, Susan, Kathleen, and himself. He is very mentally unstable, as you can tell, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So let's go ahead and see as far as when Susan passed. What is the energy around that? Knight of Wands. So this is somebody coming in. Thank you. I actually got this t-shirt at Academy, and I absolutely love it. Too busy to hate. So comfortable. But the Knight of Wands is coming in for the day that Susan passed. So it is saying, I do think that is, again, his aggressive energy. That's kind of what he carries his energy like. So I would say that, yes, that he was bringing that in. So let's kind of go ahead and see why. What was his plan and motive with that? Why is the Knight of Wands here for the day that Susan passed? Because the 4 of Pentacles again. So there was 3 people who knew. So the 4, as you take away one of them. So it's like he had to keep the other 3 Pentacles locked down in this box. So it's like, even though Morris is not included yet in this, there are 3 together. So it's almost like keeping Susan, Kathleen, his secret, and him, this double life locked down so nobody sees it in the material realm. Because again, he did was known to buy, I believe it was estrogen pills off the market. Like things like that. So he did lead the double life. And you do see the Six of Swords. So he was trying to move away from this energy with her. It's like she did know things, and he knew that she knew things that could get him into trouble. So I don't know if it was during the night whenever this happened, if there was, I'm not exactly sure where they found her body. But again, that is going to probably show that she had some type of paperwork, some type of information, or she just knew in general what happened. So we had to get her out of the way. I have looked at it, Sunflower, and I thought about doing it. But, Scott Peterson obviously overtakes a lot, but Drew Peterson's nuts. Like, when you see, of course, most of them are, but nuts. So, she is saying, too, I think this is, because in the past, when she knew what was kind of going on a bit, I think she had that Queen of Swords energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That to me is kind of showing the energy kind of jumped back up and kind of bitter from what she knew before, because over here it was going to break her heart, what she was taking participation in. So that was eventually going to happen. So let's go ahead and see what the Queen of Swords in reverse. What else was it about Susan Berman that we need to know now, or what else she would like people to know? All right, so she is saying she did something kind of foolish. She jumped, thinking that she was going to make it over this kind of particular situation. It didn't really happen. She is feeling the Five of Cups where she is. So as you can see, she's trying to get these cups. They've spilt. She still does have some things that, she could look forward to where she is. But at this moment in the earthly realm, emotionally, she's detached because of the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, I'm not sure the amount of time. I think that was almost the same amount of time from when Kathleen passed to her. But it is saying that by her planning these pentacles with him, it kind of spoiled things for her in the sense that it put her in the same position it put Kathleen in. Yeah, so Kathleen is, as we're saying, I kind of participated in this position of, trying to remove Kathleen out of this Empress position, hoping to take it, and then kind of close the door on the lovers. So the lovers would have been, Durst and Kathleen. So I do think she did want to probably be with him a bit. Good morning, Tara. How are you? We're getting ready to get to Morris's Blackhead in a second. I was going to see if I want to clarify. Oh, here it is. Steampunk. I know, the Peterson name, right? That guy's super crazy, too. Like, super, super crazy. Like, he even had his brother-in-law come and help him move. Like a barrel or something. So, with the Page of Wands in reverse and the Devil, what would you like us to know about that energy before Kathleen got ready to pass, and how you participated in that in any way, shape, or form? Nine of Pentacles. So he was pretty much telling her that he would have wanted independence from her. He wanted to keep his money. He wanted to be able to have his freedom. And so I think that she felt like, and eventually she'd be able to kind of take that place. And as being his friend, she was trying to help do that. So he was presenting the Three of Swords, even though she was going to be one of those swords eventually. What else can you tell us about that? Again, the King of Pentacles. So she is saying that he was very good with manipulating money, and mainly that's why he's been able to get away with as much as he's been able to get away with. The money has talked for him. Like I said, even for the Morris Black thing, for him to get acquitted for that over self-defense, that's ridiculous. Self-defense, you don't chop somebody up. So with the Knight of Wands, why is the Knight of Wands here? So the Knight of Wands is here because of the Five of Cups. So someone was feeling sorry for themselves. Grass is greener on the other side. And I said, this is kind of like Susan weighing in and saying that, this is maybe how he would present himself to her. So maybe she felt she needed to do something, this these Four of Pentacles wise, to maybe lock down his money so that whenever he had this divorce, he wouldn't lose it. And so the Sun. So even though she helped do this, it's like she sealed her own fate. So she kind of wiped the Sun out for herself. And that is why the Six of Swords is moving forward, because he never planned to kind of stick around forever for her anyways. So I think that is what caused the tension later on. And that is what caused him to want to go ahead and murder her also. Yeah, and with the Six of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So he worked hard on moving forward. It could be also the amount of time of years that he was away, in between 6 and 8. I do feel like he spent a lot of time not only working on himself in the earthly realm, but kind of like building up new energy in new places. Because he did travel quite a bit, and then he ended up down here in Texas. So with the Queen of Swords in reverse, who is that? Why are they there where you are now? Page of Swords. So I feel like this was when someone came in. Again, when they come in reversed, they can be very aggressive and young at the time, which usually between the 20s and 30s. But it is saying with that judgment happened. So you do have the Queen of Swords. So I think she feels like she is saying, I kind of took information. I handled it the wrong way. I executed the information the wrong way. And it's just, I felt like I was doing the right thing with judgment. I felt that I was being called to do this for whatever reason to help her friend at the time, which would have been Durst. But Kathleen was also her friend. So, and she did say she had the foolish energy. The grass is greener on the other side, looking at money. Seven of Pentacles being spoiled. Yeah, and they used to have Seven of Pentacles spoiled again. So you'd have Seven of Pentacles spoiled twice. So that was I think it is very much his spoiling of Pentacles, the things he planned, and it is very much the spoiling of hers, and what they both wanted to succeed with this in the earthly realm, but it didn't happen. Oh yeah, Drew Peterson in them eyes. He's nuts. So with the Empress and the Lovers in reverse, you do have the Eight of Wands coming in. So the Eight of Wands is coming in quick, and they are going to kind of give that information. It could be action. It could be harsh information. It could be anything, or it could just be also him finally, her realizing on the other side that even though she did try to put this Empress energy to the side and bring in the Lovers, it really didn't make much of a movement for her as far as the Eight of Wands. So we can do the healing card for that as well, the healing oracle. Do y'all have any questions about that one? I don't even see how he's a charmer, Sunflower. He's like goofy looking. It's like, I don't know whose pants he's charming off, but I need to put on a chastity belt because that guy is not cute. So let's go ahead and see with the healing oracle. All right, so dreams and cycles. Yeah, it's always the goofy ones and the quiet ones. Hey, Blue, how are you? So we do have dreams 3. This is where I think that he had the dream of going ahead and making things work between Kathleen, Susan, and him, and maybe it working well. But again, there were cycles going on. Things were happening that were being released, and he was not keeping up on his part with Susan. So therefore, she was going to release that information in the cycles. So we'll also go ahead and get I'm going to get a Dark Mirrors card. When does he do that? No, he's not a looker. That's what I'm saying. I can't figure out what all them young girls were doing with them anyways. So career. So career is something that I think that she was very much intrigued with for him because he did have a lot of, businesses, different areas that he was being able to kind of collect in those areas. So I do think for Susan, the career is what did attract him to Robert Durst. I love you too. Let me know how it goes. Okay, Blue? And then we're going to go ahead and kind of get the Dark Mirrors for Susan because I feel like she did know more about. Yeah, stomach issues are, so one of the worst things, stomachs and anything like that. So So she has alone in the world. So I think that's kind of how she felt when she knew this information. It was this kind of a bit of a conflict of the home life that was created by him with his wife, naked before the stars. So I do feel that it's something that I do think that she did kind of have a relationship with him at some point that could be alone in the world also. And then black flower fragrance. But that is what's going to be coming in for that. So it is saying pretty much he was black-hearted. And so I think she felt she was doing the right thing for him, even though we all know that's not the right thing. But it's almost like it was distorted. I hope you feel better, Blue. And I'll call you after my doctor's appointment. See if you're free. And then we have the last one, which is going to be Morris Black. Wipe this clean. All right, so let me get some different cards for Morris Black. We're going to be using the Edgar Allan Poe. And then we will probably be also using... I'm going to use the Cocaine Tarot just because of the way it's designed. So, and then I will be right back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Morris Black's. And then that will be it because I'll have my appointment soon. So, all right, so Morris Black. All right, so we're going to use this, actually not the cocaine. We're going to use the steampunk and the Edgar Allan Poe. So with the steampunk, we're going to go ahead, because he was already planning when he came down here, some of the stuff he was going to do. We're going to ask for Morris Black spirit guides to come in with mine, along with Robert Durst. We're going to go ahead and see what was going on up until the day that Robert Durst basically murdered Morris Black and claimed self-defense. What were his plans the whole time? What was going on? Two of Swords. So it's like he already kind of knew. He had these two options. It's like he really had no problem taking people out whenever he felt like it. As you can see, it was something that he probably did, very much at night. He acted more in the night within it. He did slice his body up with a saw, to my understanding. So that's where you would see the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius sword energy. So let's go ahead and also see with Morris Black, why is the Two of Swords here for how you were feeling before the day that you committed the murder? He was feeling the Five of Wands, and he was wanting the Four of Wands. So they were both living in the same place. So it's almost like he was feeling like he had to defend himself. Again, maybe again, they did make comments that he was one of the ugliest women because he dressed as a woman when he was staying in the home down in Texas. And so that could have been something that he felt he was constantly being picked at. Aggressive energy, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Same here, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And he was wanting to have peace almost in his home and not be noticed. And it's like I feel like Morris Black sometimes drew attention to the situation that he was dressed as a woman, or he didn't look and act as he claimed or seemed. So yeah, with the Ten of Pentacles, you just see it is basically saying his home life was not what he claimed it was. So he did kind of lie about that energy. And then you see with the Magician, as soon after that was followed, that this is going to be where Durst started, I think, using all of his elements. Again, you have the sword, everything, emotions, swords, action, as far as the fire, earth, everything to work with so that you can go ahead and kind of dispose of this energy. So the day that he was murdered was the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So he was coming in to go ahead and do something within the earthly realm. You do again see the sword that he is carrying, and he did dismember him. So I think it was a way to keep him quiet, for sure. I think that he would probably say things to him a lot. And I think eventually he just got irritated enough, and that's how he handled it. So with that, yeah, the Emperor in reverse. This is going to be somebody who rules things high up, so that is kind of what he's used to in his company. The companies that he has ran, he's been very financially stable. Again, he is that King of Pentacles energy a lot of times, but this is almost saying like, I am the Emperor. I kind of run the empire. If you step on my toes, I'll stomp on you with my steel boots. So it's basically kind of what he did. So with that, next, you do have strength. So this felt like it gave him strength. Now, it is also give off that energy. He was kind of caught for that energy because it was impulsive, and he was very aggressive the way that he handled it. He did dismember him. The head was never found. So there was a few different things that were kind of weighing in on that. So there is a double kind of, like I said, that infinity symbol of where he was kind of getting strength, but he also lost strength because of the impulsivity of how he handled it. And so after, you have the Chariot. So this would have been him, putting the body parts into a car, taking him to the beach, disposing of them. It probably would have been done in the night because nobody would really do something like that during the day. But again, nobody would really do anything that he has done. And then the Two of Wands. So yeah, I do think that with the Chariot, he had two places possibly to dispose of him. I think he did dispose of him in two places. I think one was in the house with the head, and one was where the beach was, because you kind of need a head. So it's like, I think he figured no head, no dental records, of course they have fingerprints and things like that, but the head was the thing that he wanted to hide the most. Hey Cindy, how are you? And that's all right. We're gonna be in a little bit, but we're kind of finishing up Morris's Black reading from Robert Durst. So this is going to be the Ace of Pedicles. So even though this happened, he did feel that he got away with it, and he did. He was acquitted. So he did find a lawyer within the earthly realm, a very good lawyer, and he basically said the lawyer, to my knowledge, had made a comment that this was a particular lawyer that if you chose the lawyer, it basically said you were guilty. And again, he did admit that he did it. So, but he admitted it for self-defense reasons, which were BS. So we're going to kind of see with the Edgar Allan Poe. Let's see what's going on there. So you have the Two of Swords in reverse for how he was choosing to deal with Morris Black leading up to when he actually did dismember and murder him. Or murder and dismember him. So yeah, it's kind of like the Hanged Man. So and as you see, he has him strapped down here, and it's like he is getting ready to dismember. With this object, you could do so. So it is kind of like being enlightened. It was like all of a sudden he had these two decisions, and he knew he could rather just get rid of him, or I think it was just get rid of him, because with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's like I feel like maybe that Morris Black said he was going to say something, and he had proof. Of some sort that he was going to show. And I think that is what kind of sent Robert Durst into a bit of a spin about it. So with the Five of Wands and the Four of Wands, that is not wanting conflict within the home, and that is not wanting it within the world, but or within the home, or within your social circle, as far as like socializing, going out with each other, people, things like that. So with the world is kind of into reverse. So it's like when he started maybe trying to expose these things on Durst, it's almost like he couldn't go out, and he didn't go out into the world very much. He stayed within the home. It's like, and then Morris Black started telling people how he was an ugly woman and all this stuff. So yeah, and you see the Empress in reverse. So he was trying to recreate what it would be like to look like this woman that he was trying to become to a certain extent. But with the Ten of Pentacles being spoiled, and then the Magician, he was putting all this work into it. Again, Morris Black spoiled that in the sense that he kind of was like, you see this woman he's pretending to be, he's really not a woman. And so again, it was just at those times, it was the way that Morris Black was, I think, expressing it to him and to the people around the neighborhood. So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, why is the King of Pentacles in reverse for the day that you decided to commit the murder on Morris Black? All right, as the day you see, well, this is where Morris Black, the Hermit's in reverse. So it is taking, the Hermit is coming out of your cave, and kind of the wisdom, the things you reflected on, and using those. And this is on the beach. So that is where they found Morris Black's body, everything but his head, dismembered. Knight of Wands again. It is saying that he did this in a very aggressive way. As you can see, again, they do have the fire. They do have all that stuff. So it is saying that when he came out of hiding, he was ready to stomp on him with the Emperor energy and kind of release some of the things that he had kind of said or maybe told behind his back. So let's go ahead and see with that. Yeah, so he figured by getting rid of Morris Black that he would have back that Nine of Cups energy. So he would have back like everything that he had worked hard for, everything that he basically was in hideout for, everything that he was working towards, as far as even transitioning, living in a new place, trying to move forward. He thought by getting rid of him, he could go ahead and enjoy those accolades that he had kind of collected as the Emperor. So with Strength here, let's see why Strength is here. Because of the Eight of Cups. So he did have strength, and he did get away with it. So it was kind of like all these things, that all this information, again, it was that 2, 4. So he almost had 8 body parts that they almost pretty much found, except for the head. So whatever it was strength, he kind of disposed of these items. He put them where he thought he should put them, and that they would not be found. So, and he did that in the night, and he did that so that he could move forward and kind of go ahead and get away from the situation. So you have the Chariot again. So that is showing the movement again of night at the night of these items. And the reason is because of the Ace of Swords in reverse. So information was, he was already being looked at for 2 murders. So he didn't really want to be looked at for another. So he was trying to get the Ace of Swords to make sure. And again, he did. He got a lawyer who was able to get him acquitted. So with the Chariot, he did move forward, and he was able to find somebody to help get him out of that darker phase. So with the Two of Wands, I do think he disposed of him in 2 separate areas. And the reason why it's going to be is because of the Page of Cups, and she is holding 2 different things. So emotionally, I think that he felt, again, she is standing in water, and you see where there's something else behind here. I do think, again, he felt that if they did not find the head to the body, then he would have movement forward, and he did. Again, he was acquitted. So he was able to get off with that murder, even though, again, he claimed self-defense, but his whole body was dismembered, put into bags, washed up on Galveston Bay, and the head was never found. Again, he claimed self-defense, but again, with this, he's still the same person as the Emperor in reverse, who kind of stomped out Morris Black for saying and outing him, and he got away with it. He is still sitting in the energy of I am higher than thou. You cannot stop me, and here is what I can do. And he's writing down everything that he is capable of doing. So we'll kind of get a Dark Mirrors card for that. If y'all have any questions about that reading, we'll get ready to sign out in a second. Okay, so he was trying to transition. So Queen of My World. So when he was in Texas and he got acquitted for the murder of Morris Black, he was trying to transition. And they think that is another reason why he possibly came down to this area, because they have a good, I guess it would be a department where you can go ahead and do that. And then Parasite is also here. So he always ended the cycle with 10 because he was a parasite. So that is why everything around him has been sucked dry or is no longer around. So with the Healing Oracle, no more peekaboo. Tammy. Thank you, Tara. I thought it would be good to try to fit all three of them in, so that way you can kind of see how they connect, and you can obviously see, yeah, hole in the soul. So when he did this to him, as you can see, it is very much, I mean, you do see the roses, but it kind of does resemble blood. Hole in the soul, basically saying he has no soul. Number 9, it's like he's like just stuck in this. He can't really come to an end. He can't move further. He's just kind of stuck in turmoil. And so that is what you get with Robert Durst. He just has no soul. There's something missing. And then I think that would be like the last oracle. We can do one more. Let's do the spellcasting oracle, and that will be the last one. And it was great seeing all y'all too. Thank y'all for being here. I wish I could hang out a little bit longer, but appointments, they're fun. Sorry. No, I have not seen one on Rebecca yet, but I can look into that. Spirit guide. So basically, I do feel like that is just him saying that he is kind of guided by his spirits at this point, and that they kind of helped guide him through the reading and make sure that it's something that he could handle, because obviously for most of the deaths that we know, his was obviously the most gruesome, being the fact that he is still missing his head. So, yeah. Maybe a few screws to hold his brain, to hold his head on. Yes, and y'all have a good one. I'm going to start cleaning up. Like I said, if y'all don't have any questions, I want to thank y'all for joining me again. It was very pleasant. We have one tomorrow. You're very welcome. Like I said, and it should you should be able to go back once it uploads, and you can see the reading for Kathleen and then for Susan Berman as well. So, and then we will be doing the reading tomorrow for LaShawn. I don't know if I believe it's Massey is how you pronounce it. So that's the reading we'll be doing tomorrow. And y'all are very welcome. Again, thank you everybody for joining me and being super polite. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to everybody in chat, and just blessed be to each and every one of you. If y'all enjoyed the chat, we will be doing it again tomorrow. And then we'll also be doing member readings. So if y'all would like to be a part of that, if y'all can hit that subscribe bar, notification bell, the like button, share button, that will let people know. So that way we can go ahead and keep adding to our Southern Soul Tarot family. When we hit 5K, we'll be doing our giveaway. So y'all have a good day. Goodbye, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.